Hello and welcome back to our channel. Every year on April 20th, millions of people across the globe come together to celebrate a number, 420. It's a symbol that's appeared on t-shirts, posters, dispensary windows, and in popular culture. But ask a dozen people what it actually means, and you'll probably get a dozen different answers. In this video, we're digging into the origins of 420, what it means today, and how it's become a global celebration of cannabis and community. But before we begin, please don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos. Also, please remember that this is an educational video and therefore all information provided is for educational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Chapter 1. The Origin Story. In preparation for getting into the heart of today's story, it's worth taking a moment to clear up some of the confusion surrounding the number 420. For decades, it's been the subject of widespread myths, urban legends, and misinterpretations. To fully appreciate its significance, we need to separate fact from fiction. Let's start off with one of the most enduring misconceptions. 420 is a police radio code for marijuana-related offenses. For those of you who have thought this to be correct, I am sorry to say there's no evidence to support this, as no police department in the United States or anywhere else in the world use 420 in that context. Another commonly held belief is that it refers to a section of California's legal code pertaining to cannabis. That, too, is false. In reality, California Penal Code 420 deals with trespassing on public land, not cannabis in any form. There have also been claims that 420 refers to the number of chemical compounds found in the cannabis plant. While that number might have once seemed plausible, it's no longer accurate. In fact, the American Chemical Society published findings in February 2024 identifying over 550 distinct chemical compounds in cannabis plants, ultimately dispelling that theory as well. Now that we've cleared up some of the most common misconceptions, let's turn to the real story behind 420, how it started, where it came from, and how it grew into a cultural phenomenon recognized around the world. Our story begins in 1971 at San Rafael High School in Marin County, California. A group of 5 friends, Steve Capper, Dave Reddix, Jeffrey Noel, Larry Schwartz, and Mark Gravich, regularly met up after class. They called themselves the Waldos, a nickname inspired by their habit of gathering near a wall on campus. One day, they heard about a Coast Guard service member who could no longer tend to a crop of cannabis plants he was growing near Point Reyes. Being intrigued, the group did some research, and upon some investigating, were able to come up with a rough map of places to search for the hidden crop. Their plan was to meet after school at 4:20 p.m., which for them was late enough to wrap up extracurriculars, and yet early enough to avoid drawing attention at home from their parents. Their meeting point was a statue of Louis Pasteur on campus, and they used the phrase 420 Louis to refer to their daily meetups. Although they never found the crop, the phrase stuck. Over time, they dropped the Louis and simply used 420 as a code word among themselves. The turning point for the term 420 came through proximity to a larger cultural movement. As it turns out, one of the Waldos had a family connection to the Grateful Dead. Remarkably, the Waldos routinely found themselves in and around the Dead's rehearsal space, and as a result, the term 420 made its way into the Grateful Dead's inner circle. As the band started using the term 420 more, the Deadheads caught on and started using it themselves. The Deadheads are the band's dedicated fan base, known for traveling across the country to attend shows and share the Grateful Dead culture. By the early 1990s, a flyer promoting a public cannabis gathering at 4:20 p.m. on April 20th was passed around at a Dead concert. That flyer eventually landed on the desk of an editor at High Times magazine. Intrigued by the term and its mysterious background, the magazine published the flyer, and 420 went global. From that point forward, it was no longer just a private code. It had entered the public lexicon and cemented its place in cannabis culture. What began as an after-school meetup between friends turned into a global reference point, a number that now represents not just cannabis, but a community, a history, and a cultural identity. Chapter 2. What does 420 mean? Today, the term 420 is no longer just a clever reference shared between high schoolers in Northern California. It's a cultural symbol that represents far more than its numerical value. You'll see it on merchandise, woven into song lyrics, displayed in dispensaries, and even marked on city calendars. But its meaning runs deeper. For many, 420 represents progress. It's become a shorthand for the larger cannabis movement, symbolizing the fight for legalization, the push for medical access, and the growing public acceptance of a plant that was once criminalized across the world. It's also a reminder of the decades of activism that made this change possible, and the work that still lies ahead. Chapter 3. How to celebrate 420. From protest to public celebration. Historically, 420 began as a grassroots form of protest. In the 1990s and early 2000s, before legalization was a reality for most, activists would gather in public spaces and light up at 4:20 p.m. as an act of civil disobedience. These public smokeouts were not just about consumption. They were statements about visibility, personal freedom, and challenging outdated laws. As more states and countries have moved toward legalization, 420 has evolved into something broader. In many places, it's now a recognized public holiday, complete with festivals, concerts, educational events, and business promotions. While the spirit of protest still remains, especially in regions where cannabis remains illegal or inaccessible, 420 has become a day of celebration and community. If you're looking to experience the day's energy firsthand, some of the most well-known celebrations offer a deeper glimpse into what 420 means today. In Denver, Colorado, Civic Center Park hosts one of the largest 420 festivals in the country. Thousands gather for a full day of music, speakers, vendors, and open dialogue about cannabis culture and policy. Colorado was one of the first states to legalize cannabis, and the event reflects the progress made since then. On the West Coast, Hippie Hill in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park draws massive crowds every April 20th. What began as an unpermitted gathering has grown into a community tradition. People from all walks of life gather on the hill for a synchronized 4:20 p.m. session, supported by city services to ensure public safety and cleanup efforts. In the Northern Rockies, the 420 block party at Cannabis Park in Missoula, Montana, has become a regional highlight. Set along the scenic Clark Fork River, this event brings together music, local vendors, educational booths, and a strong sense of local culture. It's a community-focused celebration that highlights Montana's evolving relationship with cannabis and offers a space for dialogue, advocacy, and connection. And in Vancouver, Canada, the 420 Protest Festival continues to draw tens of thousands, even after nationwide legalization. The event maintains its focus on political reform, advocating for better policies around access, equity, and corporate responsibility. Beyond these marquee gatherings, 420 is marked by countless smaller events around the world. Intimate meetups, educational panels, cannabis-friendly wellness retreats, and more. Whether public or private, these moments are all part of the same story, a global recognition of cannabis culture, past and present. Whether you're attending a public event, sharing a quiet moment with friends, or simply reflecting on the plant's long and complex history, 420 is a day to remember where this movement began and where it's headed next. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about cannabis culture, history, and education, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know about your 420 traditions. Thanks for watching and stay curious, my friends.